If you're loving this podcast, be sure to check out the full lineup. From news and local politics to sports and true crime. Find your next great listen right now at DuluthNewsTribune.com/podcasts. That's DuluthNewsTribune.com/podcasts.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Wednesday, August 7th. I'm Dan Williamson with your Duluth News Tribune Minutes, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. Following an emotionally charged standoff and the passing of a deadline to clear the site Tuesday morning, an encampment at the steps of City Hall remains, at least for now. Francois Median, a homeless advocate staying at the encampment on Priley Circle, said he was pleased local authorities did not attempt to force its residents to leave Tuesday morning, especially when they have no clear alternative place to go. He said he was also encouraged by the city's offers to haul away any unwanted trash from the property. Median described residents' recent concerted efforts to clean up the site to address some of the city's public safety concerns. He said those actions have been recognized by local officials who expressed thanks for the progress. The city does not appear to be standing down on its demand to clear the site now that a one-week notice expired, judging by a news release issued by the Duluth Police Department on Tuesday morning that said the city's life safety team would enforce the notice as appropriate. The status quo is unacceptable, according to city officials, who note there were 138 calls for service to Priley Circle in July. The Duluth City Council passed several public safety ordinances July 29th, including some that dealt with homelessness. The following day, the city posted notices that Priley Circle residents must vacate the property within a week. Although ordinances take 30 days to go into effect, the city contends it has always had the authority to deal with public safety and health threats, such as the one posed by the Priley Circle encampment. Median said people at the encampment experiencing homelessness aren't looking for conflict. He'd like encampment dwellers to be provided the opportunity to relocate to some other suitable locations where they can temporarily live in peace. City Council President Ross Randorf said local agencies, as well as city and county officials, have been working frantically behind the scenes to find other spaces, including an early opening of the city's warming center, typically used to shelter people during the winter, as well as the establishment of a sanctioned camping area with support services. Those options aren't yet in place, and with the breakup of the encampment likely imminent, even people who are no longer spending the night there also showed up Tuesday to demonstrate support for those calling the Priley Circle home. The encampment was established a few months ago by pro-Palestine protesters calling for the local passage of a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Israel and Gaza. Over time, however, the encampment attracted others looking for a place to temporarily pitch tents, and the number of pro-Palestine protesters diminished. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is looking for a new job. Vice President Kamala Harris, the presumptive nominee for president for the Democratic Party, selected Walz as her running mate Tuesday for the November 5th ballots. Walz said on X, formerly Twitter, he was honored to join Harris on the ticket and compared it to his first day of school. Harris and Walz will face off against former President Donald Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. According to media reports over the weekend, Harris had narrowed her choices to Walz, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Walz, age 60, served in the U.S. House of Representatives from 2007 to 2019 and has been Minnesota's 41st governor since 2019. The Harris campaign hopes Walz's extensive National Guard career, coupled with a successful run as a high school football coach and his dad joke videos, will attract such voters who are not yet dedicated to a second Trump term in the White House. Walz was a relative unknown nationally until the Harris Veep stakes heated up, but his profile has since surged. Popular member of Congress, he reportedly had the backing of powerful former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who was instrumental in persuading President Joe Biden to leave the race. Stumping for Harris, sometimes in a camouflage baseball hat and t-shirt, Walz has attacked Trump and Vance as, quote, weird, a catchy insult that has been picked up by the Harris campaign, social media, and Democratic activists. The new Medical District East parking ramp is available for use by Aspirus St. Luke's patients, visitors, staff, and the public. The health system partnered with the city on the $14 million, 330-space public parking ramp at 1030 East 1st Street, built using a Minnesota Employment and Economic Development grant. The Aspirus St. Luke's Duluth campus has 6 buildings, each with a parking lot or ramp. For Northland Medical Center, parking is recommended at the Medical District East ramp. Interstate Parking operates the city-owned ramp. Free parking is available for patients on the second floor in any space labeled with the Aspirus St. Luke's signage. Built using 363 truckloads of cement, the multi-story parking ramp features a gateless entry system with payment options via an app or a kiosk near the door. The city will be responsible for maintaining the ramp grounds and maintenance, which is funded through revenue generated from parking fees. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to you by the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Good Wednesday, Duluth area. Cloudy skies expected, then off and on rain chances as we go into the afternoon and evening hours with a cold front passing through. So we'll go from 73 on Wednesday down to around 68 degrees by Thursday with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies and a straggler thunder shower possible still throughout the day on Thursday. Mostly cloudy then for your Friday and back into the mid-60s, a high of 65, but 70s do return along with dry skies for the weekend. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Jesse Ritka.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The bi-weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories right here in the Northland. The latest episode explores an Eveleth artist who sent his work to Eleanor Roosevelt. You can find all the episodes of Northlandia at DuluthNewsTribune.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Peter Passy, Brian Todd, and Brielle Bredston. Thank you for listening to the Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.